Now, the property market has welcomed the outcomes of the MPC meeting. Ooba Home Loan CEO Gavin Lomberg joins us to discuss this further. Thank you so much for your time, Gavin. Much welcomed as a move, the repo rate down to 6.75%, and there's some hope of further monetary policy easing. First, talk to us about your initial reaction.
Hi, Dumisang. Thanks for having me, and good afternoon to your viewers. Yes, some really welcome news to all consumers and home buyers in particular. The 25 basis point cut represents a follow-on from the previous 1.25 basis point cuts that we'd seen in the previous sort of 6 to 12 months. So, you know, further basis point cut certainly will make home buying far more accessible and allow existing home buyers with a bit of relief.
Absolutely, and I'm interested in the near-term outlook in terms of a projection for expectations, particularly in the new year, Gavin. We had already seen reports earlier this week and late last week after the medium-term budget policy statement that there is now some excitement where appetite is concerned in the property sector after the inflation target was then agreed to and declared at 3%. I'm sure this bodes even better for the home buying market.
Absolutely, Dumisang. The consensus view, as stated by the minister himself, is that we may well see further rate cuts in the short to medium term, certainly in the next 6 to 12 months. The view within the home loan sector is that we may well see a further 50 basis point cuts, 2 further cuts of 25 basis points within the next 6 to 12 month cycle. Which again, as alluded to, has been supported by, the Reserve Bank's sort of intent to balance growth with maintaining its inflation fighting credibility. But at the same time, one can see appetite has already picked up in terms of home buyer appetite, investor appetite, and especially amongst first-time home buyers. Where we've seen a really nice tick up from quarter 3, looking back at quarter 2, of 46.8% of all new home buyers being first-time home buyers. And that's coming off levels of around 45% 3 to 6 months ago. So really exciting times within the property sector and especially for home buyers.
That's an exciting development. Any other trends that are emerging as popular? You spoke of first-time home buyers. What's to be said about the middle-income earners and what then the property sector is seeing around the field with regards to maybe the less traditional models of home buying are concerned?
Middle market is obviously the core home buying market. Typically, your home buyers in this segment sort of purchase homes somewhere between the 1 million and the 3 million rand home value space. We've seen a 7% quarter-on-quarter rise within the segment. We've seen total value applications rise 10%. We've seen average approval rates rise by 1.1% from quarter 2 to quarter 3. Those approval rates are now sitting at 84%. We've seen pre-qualified buyers achieve a much higher approval rate, 91%. So 9 out of every 10 pre-qualified buyers are getting access to a home loan. We've seen average deposit sizes drop by 13.6% to 8.9%, which is really showing the bank's willingness to support new entrants in the market and specifically the core middle market. So all the indicators are exceptionally favorable and conducive to home buying and to continue momentum by way of further rate cuts.
Encouraging to hear. Thank you so much for your input. Ooba Home Loan CEO Gavin Lomberg giving us reaction to the latest decision by the Reserve Bank, announced earlier today that 25 basis point rate cut, meaning that the repo rate in South Africa now stands at 6.75%. That's how we wrap it up on the business desk, at least at this hour, and take a look at market indicators.